The Glorious Revolution of 1688 stands as one of the most crucial events in British history, marking the end of the reign of King James II and the establishment of a constitutional monarchy. This period was characterized by political turmoil, religious conflict, and numerous conspiracies, all of which contributed to James II's downfall. Though relatively bloodless compared to other revolutions, the Glorious Revolution fundamentally changed England's political system and shaped its future. James II's reign. James II ascended to the English throne in 1685 after the death of his brother, Charles VI. James was a devout Catholic in a predominantly Protestant country, and his open embrace of Catholicism sparked widespread fear and resentment. His attempts to centralize royal power by appointing Catholics to high offices and bypassing Parliament were seen as dangerous and tyrannical. This fear of a return to Catholic rule was compounded by James's efforts to increase royal authority at the expense of Parliament. Religious tensions and growing discontent. James's policies heightened the tension between Catholics and Protestants in England. His actions, such as the appointment of Catholics to important military and political positions, alarmed Protestants who feared that the monarchy would restore Catholicism as the official religion. In 1687, James issued a declaration of indulgence, granting religious tolerance to Catholics and Protestant dissenters, which was seen as an attempt to undermine Protestantism and Parliament's authority. Further, in 1888, James's wife gave birth to a son, James Francis Edward Stuart, which meant the possibility of a Catholic dynasty. This news pushed many members of the aristocracy, as well as influential political and religious figures, to act. They feared that if James II's son took the throne, England would be permanently under Catholic rule and Protestantism would be suppressed. This fear of a Catholic monarch, combined with James's autocratic style of ruling, led to the creation of a conspiracy. The Monmouth Rebellion. Before the Glorious Revolution, opposition to James had already begun to grow. In 1685, the Duke of Monmouth, James II's nephew, led a rebellion against the king, claiming the throne for himself. The rebellion, however, was quickly crushed at the Battle of Sedgemoor, and the aftermath was brutal. Monmouth and his supporters were executed, with hundreds of rebels being sent to the gallows. The bloody suppression of this uprising led to increasing distrust of James' rule and sparked further discontent. The Glorious Revolution, William of Orange's invasion. Amid growing unrest, a group of 7 prominent English nobles, including Whigs and Tories, decided to take action. They invited William of Orange, the Protestant ruler of the Netherlands, to intervene. William's wife, Mary, was James's Protestant daughter, and he had the support of many who feared the continuation of a Catholic monarchy. William, already a powerful figure in Europe, agreed to their request. In November 1688, William landed in England with a well-equipped army. As he advanced, many of James's supporters, including key military leaders, defected to William's side. The king's inability to rally support marked the end of his rule. In a desperate attempt to maintain power, James attempted to raise an army, but his efforts were in vain. Realizing that the situation was hopeless, James fled to France, abandoning the throne. The aftermath, the Bill of Rights and constitutional monarchy. Following James's flight, William and his wife Mary were declared joint monarchs of England. This peaceful change of power came to be known as the Glorious Revolution. In 1689, Parliament passed the Bill of Rights, a document that severely limited the powers of the monarchy. The Bill of Rights established the principle that the king could not rule without the consent of Parliament, and laid the groundwork for the modern British constitutional monarchy. It also ensured that Protestantism would remain the official religion and barred Catholics from inheriting the throne. the legacy of the Glorious Revolution. The Glorious Revolution had far-reaching consequences. It marked the end of the divine right of kings and set the stage for the gradual development of parliamentary democracy. The revolution significantly strengthened the role of Parliament in the governance of the country. The ideas of limited government, religious tolerance, and the separation of powers were championed during this time, influencing the future course of British and European political thought. The revolution also paved the way for future constitutional developments in other parts of the world. It played a role in shaping the American Revolution, which would occur in the next century, and the principles of the Glorious Revolution echoed in the United States Constitution. Conclusion. The persecution of James II and the events of the Glorious Revolution marked a critical turning point in English history. By removing a monarch whose policies threatened to bring back Catholic rule, the Revolution established a new order that limited the power of the crown and ensured Protestant dominance. The Bill of Rights of 1689 was the first step toward a constitutional monarchy and parliamentary sovereignty, principles that continue to be foundational in British politics today. While the Glorious Revolution may have been bloodless compared to other uprisings in history, its political significance cannot be overstated. It demonstrated the power of Parliament and set the stage for the political changes that would shape modern Britain and influence the development of democracy around the world.